Hey class, I feel like I should have something very motivational to start off with. Um, I got nothing. So my name's Dr. Hyde, and I really want to formally welcome you to Kins2100 or Introduction to Kinesiology, whichever one you want to call it. I gotta say, welcome aboard. This is going to be a crazy semester. You guys already went through one heck of a semester last semester with the transition to online teaching. The goal is that we make it through as a hybrid this whole semester. I don't make any promises, but we're going to give it a shot, right? So first off, I want to go ahead and introduce myself. I want you guys to get to know me better, my approach to teaching, and that way we can really see how we can try to better ourselves together as a group across the semester and then across the rest of your career while you're here at University of North Georgia. So I'd also bet that the majority of you registered for this class while the instructor was still listed as to be determined, or you somehow got lucky enough for it to say Parker Hyde. As soon as you saw the name that was attached with the class, you probably did what I always did when I was in undergrad or in grad school, and just start furiously typing away on Google trying to figure out who is this individual that's going to be teaching my class? Are they a complete jerk? Are they going to be good? How do they rank? Are they really hard test givers? Are they really easy? All of that stuff. You're probably not going to find it on me because I'm actually a recent hire. I literally just got brought in about a month and a half ago. My first day at University of North Georgia was formally on August 1, but I was still living in Ohio on August 1st. So I'm actually so new to University of North Georgia that my wife and I just happened to move down here on Saturday morning from Columbus, Ohio. So right now I'm literally living off of coffee and Bang energy drinks. It's been a crazy week for myself. You can probably tell that the office is pretty empty around me, and I promise that when you guys come in to stop in and chat or ask questions, there'll be at least something in the office. It won't just be blank walls and a completely blank desk. While we're protecting the sanctity of Syllabus Week, I want to make sure that I put together a couple of slides for background on myself, since you don't know anyone that's taken a class by me, you don't know anything about me, and truthfully, I don't know anything about you. We can't even shake hands because of the current coronavirus scares that are going on. So a couple of slides, I promise, just to go over what my background is, what my teaching approach is, and then to also answer some of the questions on the syllabus that a lot of you guys have actually already been emailing me about. In terms of a quick academic history for myself, I started my undergraduate, well, that's a joke. I actually ended up finishing my undergraduate education from Kennesaw State University. Like a lot of other individuals, I ended up jumping around from undergraduate to undergraduate, trying to decide on degree programs. I actually played soccer my first year of college before getting 2 concussions in a week and then not getting medically cleared. So I had to do quite a bit of transferring around until I finally found what would be my undergraduate home of Kennesaw State University. It wasn't really until my senior year, actually my second semester of my senior year of undergrad, that I decided, you know what? I'm going on for a master's and eventually a PhD in exercise physiology. I don't want to go on to PA school. I don't want to go on into the medical field necessarily specifically, but I really truly love what I'm doing with XPhys, and I want to kind of chase down this passion. So that's kind of what got me into my graduate career. So I actually kickstarted my graduate career at Georgia Southern University. While I was there, I had the opportunity to really work with amazing people and have some really cool experiences that a lot of individuals during their masters don't get to have. One great example is I had the opportunity to run controlled research and clinical research with Muscle Farm Supplement Company. So I had the ability to actually interact directly with the former CEO of Muscle Farm Supplements and actually test out some of their Arnold Schwarzenegger brand products. That's some stuff that I've had published and was able to actually, luckily enough, get published as a master's student. While I was also at Georgia Southern, I had the ability to do sports performance research and sports performance kind of coaching and consulting with a Division I football team and Division I soccer team. Those types of experiences are really, really pivotal in your exercise science, exercise physiology career. After I graduated there, I ended up moving to Columbus, Ohio to do a PhD at the Ohio State University. You can't ever forget the, right? After doing my PhD at Ohio State, or while I was doing my PhD at Ohio State, I guess I should say, all of my research and all of my focus was on exercise physiology, obviously, but more specifically on military and tactical warfighter resilience and human optimization, as well as a bit more clinical exercise physiology. So I had the chance to work with women with stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. I had the opportunity to work with diabetics. I had the opportunity to work experimenting with ketogenic diets, which is a ultra low carbohydrate, high fat diet. It's really just a fantastic career experience for me in terms of education. Moving on into my professional career, it's pretty similar to my academic career, and I've had a lot of really great opportunities because of knowing some really great people. And one of those things is I was actually a scientific contributor and scientific writer for bodybuilding.com for several years. If you've ever been on their website and you've ever looked at some of their articles that are the top 10 best exercises for chest development, top 10 best exercises for back or glutes or quads or whatever, odds are pretty good that it's something that I wrote or my name is attached with it in some way, shape, or form. Working for bodybuilding.com was a great experience because it helped me transition from being this super sciencey person to trying to move into more of a smart meathead, if you will. During my PhD, I had the chance to work with U.S. News and World Report. I was actually featured in U.S. News and World Report for some of the work that I was doing. I've been an adjunct professor at Ohio Dominican University, which is a small private Christian school in Columbus, Ohio. And I also had the chance during my graduate and undergraduate career to work as a sports performance coach at a place called Rapid Sports Performance in Woodstock, Georgia. What's really cool about this place is that they specialize specifically on the movement and strength and conditioning of largely professional and collegiate baseball players, and really trying to hone in on what it is that makes baseball performance pivotal. In terms of my personal life, I'm happily married. I've been married for about 4 or 5 years now. I've got 2 fur babies at home. I've got a cat named Berkeley, who she looks super innocent here. In reality, she's probably like 25 pounds and one of the fattest cats you've ever seen in your entire life. In the top right-hand corner, you can see my dog, Riley. She's a sweetheart. She's a complete mutt. We couldn't even begin to tell you what she is. When we adopted her, she was only like a couple months old and had no teeth. It was just this sad little thing. In terms of my free time, I'm a huge bow hunter. I absolutely am addicted to bow hunting. I love everything about it. I'm actually coming from Ohio. I'm moving back to Georgia from Ohio, and Ohio is some of the best whitetail country in the world. So while I'm a little bit sad to leave Columbus, I'm also really excited to get back to some of my home woods and get back to walking in the woods here in a couple of weeks for deer season opener. Another thing about me is that I've been lifting weights since I was 13 years old. So I've officially been lifting weights and weight training for well over half of my life at this point. I've got a CSCS, so I'm a certified strength and conditioning coach. I've worked in professional and collegiate strength and conditioning before. I've done the personal training thing before, and really weight training is something that's become just crucial to my sanity, and it's been a real lifesaver for me at times. Something else that I've recently got into is combative sports. I've actually started and have been training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and in Muay Thai, and sparring and rolling in both of those. And it's really hard. I'm not going to lie. It's really hard to beat the adrenaline dump and the adrenaline rush that you get from these combat sports. And I'm just a huge adrenaline junkie at the end of the day. If you ever need to get in contact with me, you obviously have my D2L. You have my contact information here on this slide. It's also listed on the top of the syllabus. I would say more importantly, I want you to know that, literally I have an open door policy. People say that emptily. I don't know what the official correct way to say that is. People don't have substance when they say that. I actually truly mean it. Right. So here we go on the syllabus. Really the first whole page is stuff that you see in every single class, right? Like absolutely nothing new. Make sure that you go to this supplemental syllabus. It's got more information on the COVID situation that's going on at University of North Georgia, and it's got more information than I could possibly put in this specific document for you guys. Importantly, there's no textbook required for this specific class. A couple of the other professors that do 2100 might actually require a textbook. I personally am not going to. Here's some course descriptions, course objectives. I mean, you guys have seen this 100 times already. Even if you're a freshman, you've seen it your entire high school career as well. Really, what I want you to pay attention to is this methods of instruction section. So with the methods of instruction, and with this class technically being now listed as a hybrid touchpoint class, almost all of your, well, I take that back, the majority of your substance from this class is going to be coming from online lectures, online assignments, online quizzes, online exams. We are almost erring more towards an online class than towards a true hybrid where it's splitting time 50-50 in class and out of class. One of the reasons I'm setting it up this way is in case we have to possibly go to fully online, I wanted to make it so that the transition is a lot easier for you guys as the students to not have to stress over how is this class going to function. The second half of that is all of our in-person sessions. I really want to take the time to try to develop the knowledge and really take the time to discuss the knowledge that you're gaining and discuss the concepts and not just sit in the front of the classroom and talk at you guys. I really want to spend the time in person discussing the content with you, making it more of a two-way street, more of a conversation and less of a traditional lecture. I don't necessarily agree with the concept of just standing in front and spouting off for an hour and then making you guys pack up and leave. There's quizzes, there's an exam, there's some assignments throughout the semester. As you can see, the overwhelming majority of the bulk of your grade is going to be made up from, I'm not going to call it fluff, but it's not exam heavy. The class is not exam heavy. If you bomb the exam, you can literally, if you bomb the exam, you can still make an A in the class, just so you know. Then we're going to move down and we're going to move into the last two pages. And really these last two pages are going to be the most important pages, some of the most important pages in the entire document, because they're going to outline the course schedule, if you will. And what I really want you to pay attention to here is these in-class meetings. So if you're on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class section for 2100, then you will, at some point, it happens to be module 2, in the third week, we'll end up breaking up into groups of about 10 people. One group will come in on Monday, one group will come in on Wednesday, one group will come in on Friday. If you're in the Tuesday, Thursday section of this class, it's going to be similar, except instead of Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're going to break up into Tuesday and Thursday, right? It makes sense. Every week that we're going to be meeting up in person, you're going to see highlighted here, in-class meeting, couple weeks, in-class meeting, right? Tuesday, Thursdays are on Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, in-class, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The week before, I'll send out an announcement that has each person that will be meeting in each group. So we'll divide up into groups of 10 or 15. That way you can each know what day you're coming in a week before time. Also in the course calendar and in the course outline, you're going to see all of the due dates for all of the assignments, all of the quizzes, when the exams are, and you're also going to see what's going on the online portal. I'm going to assume that everyone's somewhat familiar with D2L, and you'll see in D2L that I've lined out almost all of this is exact same way. So you'll be able to see each week what the topics covered are, what are the objectives for the week, what are the assignments, what are the learning points, what are the due dates. It should hopefully become somewhat self-explanatory. If it's not, please let me know and we can talk about it. We can go further and we can dive a little bit deeper onto it. If there's no, normally, it's goofy doing this online, guys. Normally it'd be like, oh, if there's any questions, I can't ask you that. So we're just going to move away from the syllabus and back to the PowerPoint. Attendance verification, you got to do it, right? Mandatory discussion, have to do it. Mandatory attendance quiz, 6 questions, pretty much all true, false. Get it done. As soon as you get it done, awesome. We're moving on, right? You have until, I think it's Sunday. All the due dates are listed. Just get it done. Cool. So last, I want to make sure that we talk about what's my approach to education, what's my approach to teaching, how can you expect the semester to kind of progress. Realistically, I think that too often in higher education, there's a disconnect between professors and students. I truly believe that you guys are as much as an expert in fields as I am an expert in a specific field, right? Like, I had no idea what Supreme was until I started adjuncting at one of the universities that was right down the road from me. You guys are just as much an expert. It just happens to be in a different field than what I'm an expert in. So it's not, I don't want you to ever think that there's two different playing fields, that there's two different fields. We're all on the same level. We're going to interact with each other in friendly and cordial ways. At the end of the day, like, you guys will one day be my future colleagues, and that could be in a very short amount of time for some of you guys that happen to be juniors or seniors, and that could be in only a couple of years for the freshmen and sophomores that are taking the class. There's also kind of an aspect to this about my personality that you guys need to know. I'm very much so into pushing people hard. I'm a big fan of making you push and making you kind of take yourself to the next level. If I'm pushing you, it's not because I think that you suck. It's because I think that you have a character, you have a quality about yourself that is really going to be something to shine in this field, and we're going to try to find it. With that being said, I love to joke around. I'm sarcastic. I'll pick fun of people. Like, I'll make fun, pick fun, however you say that. I'm a big fan of joking around and having a good time in the class. But as soon as it comes time to kind of buckle down and get the work done, it's time to get the work done, right? So it's kind of my general approach to life, but it's really going to be my approach in the classroom here. So I'm going to try to leave you guys with a little bit of a nugget of advice in how you can really excel in the field of kinesiology, exercise physiology, teacher's ed, health and fitness, athletic training, really whatever it is. I want you to start seeing this field as a web, because it truly it is. I mean, the field of kinesiology is a spider web, and everything is interconnected. And really, you can use logic to get through problems that you're struggling with. If you can get a firm grasp on the basics, then you can actually zoom all the way out to 30,000 feet and then start looking at things logically to answer the very complex questions in this field. I challenge you throughout the course, throughout the semester, throughout your career, to really try to see the levels of interconnectedness that exist within this field. It's tough at first. I promise you it gets a lot easier. And as soon as you start seeing it, you're going to cruise through this field. I promise.